Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MANTASTICAL podcast, episode 5. I held up 10 fingers, but 5.
Wow. Yeah, that was 10.
I was emphasizing 5 twice.
Well, I didn't hold mine up, so you got one for you, one for me.
Yeah. So, what's been new, Dave? What's going on?
What's going on? I don't know, not much.
Cool.
The president is trying to throw a coup.
Oh, but what else is new?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. I have a story. I had a weird dream a few days ago, a few nights ago.
Big fan of dreams.
Yeah. Thunder only happens when it's rain. I'm mad that TikTok made that song more popular again because I just hate the fact that young. Look, I'm not old. I'm 23. I'm not old yet.
What you're about to say is such a boomer argument, though.
Why aren't young people actively looking at older music or listening to older music now? Like, why
But
did
you see,
TikTok have to make dreams
if
popular
they
again?
find a song through TikTok and then follow that down a path and start listening to other music, that's good. I
That
don't
is
care
good.
where you first found it.
100%. That's good. But like, why weren't they already listening to Fleetwood Mac? Fleetwood Mac is already a very successful, popular, influential band. Like, why? How come TikTok is the thing that now brings it to people instead of like what happened? Why are
Because
people
kids
not
use TikTok.
finding?
Kids don't, a lot of kids don't listen to their parents' music. I did.
True.
You probably did.
I did not. I did not.
No?
No.
What did you listen to as a kid? The
Uh,
new stuff?
no. I listen to rock. My parents are hip hop ish and like R&B ish.
Oh, so what got you into like classic rock then?
Well, let's be fair. I don't like classic rock that much. I think it's because I was in a cover band for like 5 years that only did classic
Mm-hmm.
rock, and I'm fucking jaded by it now. But
Gotcha.
the thing that got me into rock, I think, okay, I'll credit like two things that got me into rock music. There's a video game called MX Unleashed. It came out in like 2000. It's a BMX game, and the soundtrack to that game is all college rock. Like it's Reliant K. It's Headstrong by Trapped. It's Do you know the song Downfall by Trust Company? It's like all just just college rock. Are you frozen? Oh God, no! Could you?
Yeah, all I heard was Downfall by a trust company. Everything else was frozen.
Okay. So there's a video game called MX Unleashed. It came out in 2000 or around 2000. The soundtrack is all college rock. So,
Mm-hmm.
there's Trapped, there's Reliant K. I know, Dave, I know. There's Trust Company. Like, just
Wait, hang on,
2000s
real
era.
quick. I feel like you have brought up Trapped, or maybe
I,
between the two of us, we've brought up Trapped every single episode.
I know you don't want to talk about Trapped, Dave, but Headstrong was influential to a lot of people. It brought us into that weird rock genre.
Headstrong is a one-hit wonder
Fair enough. I'm not going to
by
argue.
a terrible band. They made one good song.
Hey, one good song is it's more songs that fucking hit than I have. I can't complain. They have more hits
You're
than I
better
have.
than Trapped.
I can't make such a claim. I haven't had a hit yet.
Yeah, you can.
You know what? Trapped opened
More
up the
successful
door.
and better are not the same.
Trapped opened up the door for me to find. There's a band called Saliva that had like a lot of underground
I've
hits,
heard
a
of
lot of
Saliva.
sleeper hits. There's also Seether. Remember Seether?
Hmm.
Ah, they were good. Are they still around? I hope
Every time
so.
I think of Seether, though, I think of Volcano Girls because they have a song called Seether, and I like them a lot more.
I haven't
I
heard of
love
Volcano
Volcano
Girls.
Girls.
Whenever I hear Volcano, I
Really?
think of Young Volcanoes, the Fall Out Boy song.
I don't know it.
It came out when Fall Out
But
Boy
you
was
gotta
kind
look up
of in a.
Volcano Girls.
I'll look them up.
Volcano Girls is a 90s girl band. They're so good.
Yeah, you don't.
Seether. They have another song that I really like, and I
Evanescence. Do they have a song called Evanescence? They name songs after bands that came out years after them.
don't. Yeah,
But so the
that'd be
video
cool.
game was one of the places that got me into rock, and then the second one was fucking like WWE. Like I watched pro wrestling religiously as a kid. It was fucking awesome. And their soundtracks back in the 2000s were mainly like rock, like the song "To
Hmm.
Be Loved" by Papa Roach. That was the Raw WWE Monday Night Raw theme song for like 6 years.
Was it?
Yes.
Wow, that's gotta be some good royalties.
Uh, I guess. I'm pretty sure they change the theme song every like year or so, so I'm sure it's not that good.
But you just said it was the theme song for 6 years, right?
Yes, but that's kid time. You know how when you're a kid, like a year feels like,
Oh,
oh, it's been like 9
yeah,
years in this year, but like now you're an adult and you're like, oh, it's November already. Like time
yeah.
starts to
Well,
move faster.
2020 has been both 25 years long and also a week and a half at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so WWE, or at the time probably WWF, right?
No, WWE.
Or was it?
I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not
Oh
quite
my
at
God,
that
you're so
age.
young. When did it change?
um,
It didn't change in like the 2000s?
maybe I don't know when. Like I stopped watching wrestling. I'm not. I'm not actively into it
I
right now.
remember. I never watched it, but I remember back when it was WWF. But I do always forget I'm like 17 years older than you.
Let's see. I can tell. The first WrestleMania I watched was WrestleMania 25. I remember that because Shawn Michaels was fighting the Undertaker, fight quote unquote. You know, it's wrestling.
Oh, yeah. The
So let's.
Undertaker. He was
When
just
did?
on Hot Ones. You ever seen that show?
Yep, 25. I'm looking at WrestleMania 25 because I want to. I want to know what year did I like sort of start. 2009? It can't be 2009. Could be 2009, probably. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it was definitely WWE
yeah,
at that point. So WWE and MX Unleashed, that's what got you into rock?
yup. Because they had some wicked fucking soundtracks.
Nice.
But then, oh wait, uh, I know what actually got me into wanting to be. So WWE had a pay-per-view event called, I think it was Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, and for one of
Sounds
the years
familiar.
that they did it, their soundtrack was a My Chemical Romance song, and then that got me into My Chemical Romance, and then that got me into, oh fuck, I want to do that. I want to be a musician. So yeah,
Damn. Yeah,
every
that's
it's
cool.
weird how everything rolls into another thing.
I feel like it's a missed opportunity though for them to have a tables, ladders, and chairs match and not play TLC, you know,
Mm,
because it's
TL
TLC,
TL
tables, ladders, chairs.
I know
You got it?
I TLC though. Like, do you mean like the channel TLC? Are you referencing that?
No, the band,
There's a band called
like the
TLC.
band TLC. Oh my God.
Dave, sometimes we miss
You
each
know the
other,
song
Dave.
Waterfalls. Yeah, I guess so. Don't go chasing
Chasing water. I
waterfalls.
didn't know who sang that
You know
song.
it.
Yeah, I know that
It's
song,
TLC.
but
Man, you
I know
gotta
that song
gotta
because
listen to some 90s music.
I've listened to enough '90s music. Hot take, Dave.
Clearly, you haven't. You don't know Volcano Girls, and you don't know TLC.
No Nuance November. Black Hole Sun sucks. It's a terrible song.
What? Okay, no nuance November doesn't mean you just have to be wrong about your take.
I'm fucking
That's
right,
just
Dave.
incorrect.
I played that song for 2 years. That song sucks. Fuck it. It's awful. It's slow.
No,
It's too
you might
slow.
not like it, but that doesn't mean it's a bad song.
It's a bad song. Bad songwriting.
Hard disagree. It's a classic.
No, it's not. If you want a classic,
Hmm.
go listen to. Okay, here's another hot take for No Nuance November. Creep is not the best Radiohead song.
No, Burn the Witches.
I'll accept that, Dave. I'll accept it. I was just gonna say.
Yes.
I was just
All
gonna say
right.
Karma Police is better.
Karma Police is really good too. Radiohead's just a really killer band.
Radiohead
Tom
is.
York on his own also, like his solo stuff, spectacular.
Look, I love the Smashing Pumpkins, and I love Weezer, but I think, like, logically, the best '90s band has to be Radiohead because they're just they
Well,
don't miss.
I don't think, don't take offense to this, but I don't think you should be picking a best 90s band if you haven't heard of TLC or Volcano Girl.
TLC is a one-hit wonder, David. They only have that one song that I
TLC's
know.
very much not a one-hit wonder.
Oh yeah, what are
They're
you
one of the
gonna?
most influential hip hop, rap, R&B. I don't know what they'd be classified as really. I guess all of that. Groups of all time.
Are they? Are they, Dave? Watch me get dragged.
Yes.
Watch me get dragged years later for this. Watch me become an actual successful musician, and then I go to like a carpet event, and there's TLC, and they've been notified of what I've said about them on this
I don't think
podcast.
they're together anymore. One of the three isn't alive anymore,
Ah,
and I don't think that. I think after that happened, they broke up. But you know the song "No Scrubs," right?
no, David.
Oh my God, "No
Dave,
Scrubs."
Dave, we're not that. Our age gap isn't crazy. You were born in like '93, Dave, right? You're 28.
92.
Yeah, you're 28. So it's,
Yeah, I didn't even listen to the current music in the 90s.
how
I
did
didn't
we?
start listening to 90s music until like 10 years ago. No, probably like 5.
What do you
I was
think?
listening to 60s and 70s exclusively in the 90s and the 2000s.
Okay, let's be controversial, Dave. '60s
Okay.
music, trash compared to '70s music.
No, I disagree.
Trash.
Well,
Look,
okay, it's too broad of a generalization,
'60s meaning like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. I would say,
but
right?
they're also, well, not the Beatles broke up in 69, I think, or 70, but the Rolling Stones are as much of a 70s band as they are a 60s band, maybe more.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Then you have to say the Smashing Pumpkins are a 2000s band, not just a '90s band, because they also put out like 2 albums within the 2000s. So it's
Which decade did they put out more though? Because the Rolling Stones put out pretty much like an album a year for every decade since the 60s. They're kind of
mm,
insane.
you may be changing me, Dave. You may be changing. Still
We're getting
stands. Okay,
caught up in the
look.
weeds here
What
because
would you
like
rather listen
there's
to,
early
Black Sabbath or the
60s.
Beatles? Clearly, the '70s wins.
They're both, oh yeah, Black Sabbath was 69, right?
This started in '69, but they blew up in the '70s. That's
Okay, but Cream is 60s.
Eric
And
Clapton.
they're incredible.
Eric Clapton. No, we don't have to talk about Cream.
Cream is amazing. I will
Yeah.
have you, I will accept no smack talk of Cream.
Better than Symptom of the Universe, Dave? The Black Sabbath song? You're saying the entire band and discography of Cream is better than Symptom of the Universe. David.
Yeah, I am.
David. David, no.
hmm Cream's one album. Well, I phrased that weird. That made it sound like they only have one album. One of their albums, Disraeli Gears, is better than Symptom of the Universe.
David, stop.
But that's absurd because we're comparing an album to a song.
Never has one man been so wrong since the dawn of time.
Never?
Never.
Wow. It's quite the achievement. Well, this is No Nuance November, right?
Yep. Okay, let's start with some hot takes, I guess. Since we're talking about music, Machine Gun Kelly currently is responsible for bringing pop punk back into the mainstream.
Yeah. Is that a hot take though, or that's the truth, right?
Okay, so amongst like punks and pop punk like fans, they're like, no, we
Right.
have underground bands and we have
Yeah.
mom jeans, guys. You know mom jeans, right? We have mom
Like,
jeans and we have
is that a
modern
band,
baseball.
or do you
Yes.
mean actual mom jeans?
No, I'm talking about band names. So
Mom
we
jeans are a band, and
yes,
Modern Baseball is also a band.
modern baseball
That's
broke
such a
up,
band
but
name.
yeah. Um but like
I
yeah,
love band names. That's one of my favorite things, just thinking of band names.
that's kind of an issue with punk though, is like the gatekeeping where it's like, oh, MGK's too pop, he's not responsible for this punk uprising that's coming back. Also, I think Blink 182 has been
Right.
helping hold punk up a bit, but MGK single-handedly brought it back into the mainstream
Yeah, I would say so.
because
And
his
that's the important distinction, is we're not saying he brought it back from the grave, like there wasn't any and he single-handedly brought it back. We're saying he brought it back to the mainstream,
yeah, no, his
which is
recent
totally
album
accurate.
went #1 on Billboard. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, he brought it back to the mainstream.
I
He lit
like I have Sirius XM in my car, and I listen to usually Alt Nation, which is like indie alternative rock, and they play him, well, like his new album mostly.
yeah. Uh,
Like I wouldn't be hearing pop punk if it weren't for him right now.
well, you'd be
But
hearing
I'm not
pop
super
punk,
into the
but
pop
like
punk scene.
there would be bands that would be known amongst the DIY scene. Uh, so it would be you'd be hearing like Mom Jeans and Sorority
Yeah, but I've
Noise
never even heard of Mom
and the
Jeans.
Front Bottoms.
I've heard of the Front Bottoms.
The Front Bottoms are actually they're probably the biggest. So MGK went from rap to pop punk, kind of. The Front Bottoms have been pop punk this entire time, or punk folk, as some people also call it. Um, they're probably like the biggest sort of DIY small band that actually made it to a major record label and made it to like Coachella. Like they played Coachella, which is big for a band like that, a band of that
Yeah,
genre. Because usually Coachella, it's like, all right, here's Shawn Mendes and Ariana Grande and like pop stars. So for them to actually do that is crazy.
yeah. Beyonce.
Yep, it's pop acts that they usually have at Coachella. So
I was very excited to see Tame Impala and Childish Gambino there.
ooh,
Although I
childish.
would have been more excited if I could have been there and seen them.
What happened with Coachella this year? I wasn't really I don't follow music festivals.
I have no idea. I've never been. I probably will never go to one. The whole bathroom situation is a real turnoff for me.
Oh, it's
I'm
fucking
very
worse at like
hydrated.
Ozfest. Fucking a bunch of
Oh
drunk
God, yeah, I
metalheads
bet.
shitting.
Yeah, bunch of. I
You froze.
don't know if I should finish.
I go ahead and re-say that because you
I did.
froze. Yeah, you froze.
Oh, I just said I don't know if I should finish that sentence.
Oh, I don't even know what the sentence was because you
I
froze.
didn't finish it. I was just gonna make a generalization about the audience of Ozfest. It's probably unfair
What? No,
and
no, no, no. It's
rude.
accurate. It's accurate. If you go to Ozfest, it's a bunch of drunk
No, I
metalheads.
said I was gonna make one.
Oh, oh, yeah.
I was gonna make a worse generalization.
Well, don't. Ozzy fans are great,
Well, now
Dave.
I know they are. I am one, but now that I've made a whole big deal out of it, it seems worse than what I was. All right, I was just gonna say like a bunch of fat drunk 50-year-olds.
I mean, yeah, kind of. There's a good amount of those, but there's also a lot of young people actually like Ozzy. Did you hear Post Malone's like stuff that he did with Ozzy? It's good. It's good.
No,
You should listen to it. And that's Ozzy connecting with a new generation, which is awesome because everyone needs to have some Ozzy in their life.
yeah, Black Sabbath is really great, just terrific. I love them so much.
Black Sabbath is better than Led Zeppelin.
I mean,
100% Dave. Don't even try. No Nuance in November. Led Zeppelin can eat a dick. Black Sabbath is where it's at.
see, I like them both. This seems like it's more of a I like Black Sabbath more than Led Zeppelin thing, but you frame it as Black Sabbath is better.
They are superior.
I guess I'm just looking for nuance, even though it's no nuance November.
No nuance, Dave.
I love both bands.
Weak take. Weak take. That's if
Um, okay, who's better, Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio as the singer?
fuck, Dave. That's a. Mm,
I mean, Heaven and Hell is a great album.
yeah, no. I'm gonna give it to Sabbath still, because Tony Iommi was still in the band and he was still writing amazing riffs.
Hmm.
Bill was still
Yeah,
doing great stuff. Like they were all there, just without Ozzy, and it was still good. Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell
yeah,
was such a big
it's
album
a great album.
that when Ozzy, I think Ozzy and Tony share rights to the name Black Sabbath. So when they were
Oh,
touring on the name Black Sabbath, Ozzy sued to stop them from using it for some reason. I'm not sure on the entire history. But then they started touring under the name Heaven and Hell instead of Black Sabbath.
yeah.
But yeah, like people say that like Dio was a really bad performer, but no, he was very
Do
like
they?
they.
I've never heard that. I always thought he was great.
I feel like people turn it into like the Sammy Hagar, David Lee Roth situation. But the thing is, there's no. I don't think
Yeah,
there's bad blood between Ozzy and and Dio.
I hope not. I mean, especially now,
Yeah.
but with Dio being, you know, um,
Is he dead?
how is Ozzy
I don't know
still
if.
alive? Who, Dio?
Yeah, is he dead? Like, did I just like? Oh, there's no bad
Yeah,
blood. Oh, all right, he's dead. Well,
yeah, he is. Yeah, I think he had like throat cancer or something.
you know who I found out died yesterday, and it really fucking bummed me out for a bit. James Randi, the
I don't know who
amazing
that is.
the skeptic, the skeptic. He was a magician. He started the Randi Foundation, and he was the guy that said, "Hey, if a psychic or one of these mystical people can come scientifically prove that their powers are real, I will give them $1 million."
Hmm.
He's that guy. He's a very
I've never
important
heard of him,
skeptic,
but
very
that's
important
awesome.
atheist within the skeptic atheist community. And yeah, he passed away October 20th of this year. Damn.
Damn.
Anyway, where do you go for the Hagar David Lee Roth?
I'm glad you brought it back to that because I actually do want to talk about it. I prefer David Lee Roth, but if I look at them as two separate bands, I like them both a lot. I think Sammy Hagar is a great singer. I think Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, or Van Hagar, as some people call it, has a lot of good songs. But when I think about not Led Zeppelin, Van Halen, it's that classic David Lee Roth Van Halen that I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Every criticism I've heard of David Lee Roth is that like, oh, he's too eccentric for like a stage or whatever, like he's too flamboyant kind of. And it's like
That's what made him.
yeah, that's the great thing about him. That's why I like him cuz
Yeah.
he's this 80s guy who does this flamboyant shit and he takes a
He's the
microphone and he
most
flips
80s
it up.
guy.
I saw Van Halen
Yeah,
when I was 18.
everybody. Wait, what?
I saw Van Halen live when I was 18.
Really?
Yes, at the Bethel Woods. Uh,
Wow. That's cool.
it was cool. So
That was when they did their reunion, right? They came back together and did that album and toured
probably
with David Lee Roth singing again.
I didn't see Van Halen because I wanted to see Van Halen. So what happened was I turned 18 and my mother was like, "Oh, you want to be a musician, so we should get you tickets to see how a rock concert works or blah blah blah." Just some stupid shit. And the first concert I ever saw um was a Leonard Skinner concert, which is weird because like I'm not an
Hmm.
outward Skinner fan. Like I don't hate them because
Yeah,
but like I don't seek them
they got
out.
some good songs.
So instead of buying me like Morrissey tickets, she got me Leonard Skinner tickets. By the way, I would have adored Morrissey tickets at 18. I would adore them now,
Hmm.
especially in the era of COVID. I would love to see Morrissey. Um, but she got Skinner tickets,
Why?
and we went and saw Skinner live. It was weird. And some dude offered me weed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And ready. So Skinner, it was there were both of the concerts that I saw were at Bethel Woods. Skinner really like filled the place up. Like there was a large
Hmm.
fucking mass of people because it's Leonard Skinner, the big fucking act.
Yeah, they're a huge band.
Van Halen packed the fucking place. Like there was nowhere to stand. Like everyone
Yeah, that
apparently
makes
goes
sense.
to see Van Halen.
Yeah, they're a legendary band.
Yeah.
I mean, you can argue about them being overrated, but whether or not they are, they've had a huge impact.
Oh shit! And didn't we the world lost Eddie Van Halen, right? Like a few
Yeah,
months ago.
like a week ago or 2 weeks.
I said a few
I
months
don't know.
ago.
I've lost track of time.
Time doesn't
It,
work.
I think it was November. It might have been October. I don't know. It still feels like election week to me.
Yeah, like I'm still like, oh, did Biden win yet?
Yeah. Crazy.
Uh, I remember when I was younger, cause like I was in middle school, and well, in like middle school and high school, I was bullied. I wasn't very popular,
Hmm.
but I had like a small group of friends around me, and one of my friends, Chris, who later was in my former cover band, with me for quite a few years. Um, Like I remember I lied to him and I told him that I went to a Marilyn Manson concert at like 13 or whatever, and he believed me, and I
Yeah.
never corrected the lie. I never corrected the lie in the fucking years that I spent with him, fucking at like band practices and doing other shit, like all the time. I never corrected that lie. I wanted to seem
Wow.
cool, so I
Does
said I
he?
went to a Marilyn Manson concert. It didn't help. Everyone
Yeah.
still thought I was some creepy homo. That's what they would call me.
Oh, yeah. Well, when was that?
I mean, they were right about one of those parts. You know. Well,
What year
even
was that?
middle school. Jesus. Fuck. How long have I been out of school? Been out of school. Graduated 2015. Five, probably like a decade ago at this point. Like 2009, 2010. I was in middle school.
Wild times.
Yeah. But oh wait, yeah, I think we got so off topic. I was telling you about
Yeah,
this dream that I had. I was about to, and then we started talking about fucking Fleetwood Mac.
oh, yeah, dreams.
So I had this
Wow.
weird dream where like I had to pack up my stuff and I was like going to somewhere, like I was maybe going to an airport or a train station, so I had a bag full of things. And I don't know why, but my father was with me. Um anyway, he grabbed my bag and the bag opened and he saw one of my fleshlights. I don't own a fleshlight, but like I had a fleshlight in my dream.
What? Who? Oh,
and,
that's right. I forgot this was a dream, and I was like, wait a minute, whose was it?
and he saw it and he's like, "Hey,
Oh
what's
man.
that?" And I'm like, "Oh, don't worry about that." No, no, what is that though? Like I had the fear of in my dream I had the fear of like a kid being scolded by their parent for doing something wrong,
Yeah,
for having a flashlight in a backpack.
that's funny.
Uh,
That's really funny. That's actually on topic for the one. I don't even know if it's a hot take. The one take that I have: sex toys are not weird, very normal, and very good, and everyone should use them.
hot take. Men should not be shamed for having them or using them.
I agree. I have 8.
I don't have any, but you know, I could if I wanted to. I could if I didn't have a 6-year-old
Hmm.
that likes to fucking walk in my room and look at things.
Yeah, yeah, that dream would become a reality.
Uh
Yeah. No, they're fantastic. There should be no shaming of anybody.
yeah, there shouldn't. Especially okay. Here's another hot take. White feminism needs to stop acting like there was no racism in white women's past. Let me elaborate. Whenever we talk about
Okay.
like oppression and like people of color facing oppression, white women are like, yeah, so this oppression is terrible. And it's like, okay, granted, white women have had some oppression, but let's not forget people of color used to have to step off of the sidewalk when a white woman was walking by. So let's not act
Yeah.
like it's all white men that did the racism in America's past. It's very much white women too, and white feminism ignores that fact.
I don't really know much about it.
That's it. It's no nuance in November, Dave. I don't elaborate because there's no nuance to this.
That's right. I feel like No Nut November is stupid and I never participate.
I tried last year. I made it 5 days.
I actively try to overcompensate. Like I will nut multiple times a day every day throughout November.
Oh, you're like the anti-vegan. That's like whenever he sees a vegan, he's like, "I'm gonna eat 2 steaks from now on."
I guess so, yeah. Yeah,
Just
pretty
because you're
much.
not doing it, I'm gonna eat 2 steaks. I'm gonna eat more animal products. I'm gonna ejaculate more. Watch
Yep.
this. Have you ever had the? I found out there's a weird thing. I'm not sure if it's weird, but whenever I go like a period, like a good length of time without, you know, um, once I finally, pop, in a sense, uh, like I feel like abdominal pain for a bit, where I'm like this
What?
hurts, it's sore, because I guess,
I
I,
don't think that's normal.
who knows, maybe my prostate is the size of a grapefruit. I should really go
How
see a
long are you
doctor.
waiting between, you know?
Well, if it goes if I go like a week or like 5 days or a week or whatever, then it's like this is really sore afterwards. Like I mean, I liken it to starting a car like in January after you haven't used it for
Yeah,
like a month. So I figure it's something like that, where it's like there's a little bit of
yeah,
you gotta let it run for a bit.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess as long as the pain goes away.
Yeah, it goes away. It's just like sore like immediately afterwards for, a good like 15 minutes where I'm just like, everything's a bit sore there.
Interesting. I've never had that. I I try edging all the time. That's my favorite method.
That also hurts for me.
It hurts.
I don't do it purposefully.
You
I'm
might
not
be doing it wrong.
I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna tease myself. But like I'll open up a browser and then I'll open up like 13 tabs that I have to get through. So it's
Hmm.
like, all right, watch this
Yeah,
video.
I do that
Watch
too.
this video. But meanwhile, I'm fucking on the edge at points and I pull it
Hmm.
back and then on the edge and pull it back. I'm trying not to get this
Yeah,
I'm trying
that's the
not to
way
get
to
this
do it.
video flagged by YouTube. I'm trying to describe this in a PG way.
We're past PG. I
Yeah.
think we have to settle for PG-13.
Yeah. But it's like, that unintentional. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to tease myself. It's just something where it's like, I don't want to,
Yeah,
I'm
see,
not
no, I
ready
do
to.
it on purpose. I'll try to stay there, like get to the edge, go back, edge, go back, edge, go back. For like to make it worth it, it's got to be at least 2 hours, and any more than that is great. The longer, the better.
Hey, Dave, have you ever noticed that,
The
like,
the the finale of the fireworks show is like top quality.
Dave,
Like, when you see
after
something in a
after a
video and you're
session
like,
like that,
how did he shoot like that?
a-
How is that?
yeah,
How is there that much
after a
edging?
session like that, it's like a reminder of r/ropes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's like, whoa, man, stop. Otherwise, I'm going to
Yeah,
have no white blood cells left in me. That's
yeah,
not
you
even
gotta
how it
stay
works
hydrated.
biologically.
Man, I'm not a scientist. You could say anything and I'll be like, sure. Yeah,
Uh,
so those are my hot takes. Sex toys are good and edging is the best.
Uh, yeah, I guess. I should really go to a doctor. I feel concerned now that I know someone else doesn't have this issue.
Yeah,
Like you don't
I
have
don't
that
know.
feeling like after, like if it's been a few days or whatever, and you don't feel it like in your balls, or it's like, oh, that's fucking sore. Like they weren't ready. No.
No,
Okay. Well.
nope.
Well. Shit. Yeah. Shit. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this may be my last podcast. I may be dying.
Yeah, there's no lumps on you, right?
No, no, I checked. There's no lumps anywhere.
Good. Man, it's probably normal.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, I'm probably right with the car
It's
thing,
just
where it's
a
like,
little sore, right? It's not like you're not like doubled over in pain, right?
I think like once I was like, I needed to like grab, like just this, I need to grab and just stand for a moment. Like I just need to
Really?
lean on the wall, just like, let's settle down for a bit. That's,
Well, I mean, I've like dropped to the ground before out of pure ecstasy, but
I haven't.
never been in. Is it pain or is it just like discomfort?
I th- I'd. Hmm. It feels like someone just squeezed your balls a bit, and not like in a fun way, but like they did it a bit too firm. Or like those situations where like you'll accidentally tap your fucking your nuts, and then it's like, oh wait,
Hmm.
that's fucking painful. Like where it's
Yeah,
not like a full like kick in the balls, but it's like, that's Need to take a sec. Need to take a knee.
Have you have you ever seen ball busting?
Do you mean like the ones where they put men in like what's essentially a chiropractic table, but only their dick and balls stick through? and then they're
That's
and then
one
they're
of the
wearing high
kinds. Yeah.
heels. They're wearing high heels and they're fucking.
Oh God.
We don't need to talk about
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
Dave.
yeah. No, yep. Hey, you're the one talking about it.
uh,
Yeah. Anyway, music is good.
yeah, it's great expression, art form. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was watching. I was watching a video on YouTube. I am subscribed to a lot of people that aren't like me. Different people with different like world experiences. Um, One of my favorite YouTubers at the moment is called. Her name is Cat Black. She's a trans woman. She's also into BDSM, and she does this thing called True Tea, where she talks about like just things that happen to her. So she'll talk about like transphobia, or she's also a black woman, so she'll talk about like issues within uh, black culture or whatever. She'll talk about BDSM and the issues there and what she's experienced. Um, anyway, I went from her channel to watching this other trans woman talk about like how did she know she was trans, and one thing she said was like, well, when I was a young kid, I would hang out with, all the girls in my class and they were my friends and whatever. And whenever we would go like to like the bathroom, they would go in the bathroom with their group still intact and talk and have fun. And I would just feel so jealous. I'm speaking as her, by the way. I would just feel so
Hmm.
jealous that they got to do their things and be girly and whatever, and all this stuff. And I realized that I like wearing women's clothing because I'm jealous that women get so much freedom with clothing. Let me explain, Dave. So, my pants currently have some nice big rips in them.
Wait, that was you speaking, or you speaking as her?
No, I'm speaking as me. I'm jealous. Me personally, I'm jealous
Okay.
of women because they get to wear women's clothing because it's so much better than guys' clothing.
Oh, for sure.
So
Women's fashion is the best.
look at my pants, Dave. They have rips in them. They have giant fucking gaping holes in them. And like just men's clothing doesn't do this kind of thing where men's clothing isn't as revealing for some reason. Like it's always just constrict. It's like blue jeans and
Because
boots
men's
and fucking
bodies are
t-shirts.
trash.
Not all men's. Have you seen Chris Hemsworth? That man is a god.
Sure, but women's bodies are still just the best. Women are just better than men in every single way, I think.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's a hot take.
I don't know. I just realized I like wearing women's clothing. Not to be. Also, I like the fact that it's. I, I'm gonna contradict myself because I just said that like I said that it's horseshit that men don't get the freedom that women do to wear like kind of stuff like this. Um, I'm gonna contradict myself. I kind of like the fact that it's looked down upon because I feel punk rock as fuck when I'm just wearing this stuff because the
Yeah,
thing is with punk rock, it's like, hey, you can't do that. You're whatever, and it's like, fuck you. I'm gonna do it twice as much. I don't know. That was just a
I
weird
get
point
that.
I tried making. I don't think I made my point clear. Did I make it clear?
I don't know. I understood it. Women do have the best clothes.
They do, and I'm fucking jealous. Also, I wear a lot of, yeah, I like all of my jeans are women's jeans for the most part.
Do they have pockets?
Some do, some don't. That is a feminist issue I can get behind.
Yep. It's the worst part of women's clothing,
Women need. I'm
as
gonna
far
run
as
for
I know, and
Congress.
I'm no expert.
I'm gonna run for Congress. Fucking exclusively on the platform. Women need pockets.
Yeah,
Gone are the days of
be
old
a
when women
single
had to
issue
hold
candidate.
9 things in their hand.
Why do you think you don't see guys walking around with purses? Because they put everything in their pockets.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all right. I'm talking about women clothing. I don't really want a purse though. Accessories don't seem like a thing I'd want.
I mean, women wouldn't have to wear purses if they had pockets.
They still might because it is like a fashionable thing, right? It's kind of like how men could still wear like messenger bags or like briefcases or even backpacks or whatever.
Yeah, if they want to, they could. But like you don't want to. So I'm sure some of them don't want to also.
True,
Although it's not
true.
like they have to. It's not like there are literally zero women's clothes without or with pockets.
Oh, speaking
I
of,
don't know.
since we're talking about women's clothes, did you see the Harry Styles thing where he wore a dress for a photo shoot and the internet melted down and Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens were like, "This is a threat to
Hmm.
masculinity."
Yeah, it wasn't politically correct enough for those little snowflakes.
Hold on, let me get my glasses so I can do a bit of a nerd thing. This is a threat to masculinity. You have to adjust the glasses with your middle finger.
When men wear dresses and I God, every time Ben Shapiro just moves so fast, and I'm just like too slow to even try to imitate him. I'm like a sloth. My spirit animal is like a cat dressed up as a sloth sleeping. That's the speed I like to move at.
Yeah. Well,
And his mind and his mouth move so fast, but they're going in the wrong direction.
well, Ben Shapiro and his following uh, demonstrate a lack of critical thinking. So here's what I've noticed with Ben Shapiro. He'll make a point, but to get to the conclusion of that point, he'll use many logical fallacies, which is uh, illogical. It's intellectually dishonest to kind of use stuff like that. And then when someone criticizes him and calls him out on it, he'll either say, if they're big enough, he'll say, "Oh well, debate me then," and then someone will go, "Well, I'm not going to debate you because you use too many logical fallacies. I don't trust in your honesty to have a proper debate." And then it's like, "Oh, he won't debate me. Scared. Clearly, I'm the winner of this situation."
Yeah.
Literally, why does he have fans? Oh,
Or he
I thought it was so.
what?
After Trump lost, I remember I saw a video about I think it was Fox News going around, going around to the Trump stop the vote, but also keep counting the vote
Yeah.
protests, and they were doing this in
Yeah,
multiple
depends on
areas.
state you were in.
And there were people that were like, "Fuck Fox News, it's terrible, it's garbage," because Fox News called it for
Yeah,
Trump, or called it for Biden, called the election for
for
Biden.
Biden.
And so anyway, they were talking to people and they were asking like, why do you think the media is whatever? Why do you not like the media? Well, because they're fake news and because blah blah blah, and Fox News is just a part of the establishment. Even though like a few weeks ago, Trump was on Fox News and talking about it religiously. And then
Yeah.
one thing, I don't remember what they asked exactly, but they were like, "Well, where do you get your news from?" And they said, "Own." I think it's like OANN.
OAN.
OAN.
Yeah.
The right. It's a right wing outlet. And then someone was
Yeah.
like,
It's
I get my news
garbage.
from Alex Jones. I like him. And that crushed my fucking spirits, Dave. People take Alex Jones seriously.
Oh
After,
yeah.
in court, Alex Jones admitted to being a character in court, yet he's still taken seriously.
There's a distressingly large population or large portion of the population who do not live in reality. Like genuinely. Just are completely divorced from reality. It's so scary, and I don't know how it's gonna change.
Oh, I posted a TikTok. Sorry I keep interrupting, but like there's so much right wing stuff that's been nagging at me. There was a guy on TikTok, a right winger, who happened to be of color, and he was like, Trump was there for us guys, but this time we were there for them. That was the caption of the video, and he had like
Yeah,
this sad like music behind it or whatever, and he went to a Trump rally or a protest or whatever, and he was just, we're all here together, guys, and we were there for Trump, and I just duetted the video saying, well, like you weren't there for him because he lost by a lot. And every comment in the fucking duet that I made is Trump didn't lose. The election isn't over.
yeah. I
Neb-
don't remember. It
fucking
might
what
have
was
been
it?
Kayleigh
Nevada hasn't been
McEnany.
called yet. Nevada can't flip the
Yeah,
election. Trump is down in 4 states that he would need to win the election. Even if he flips 2 of them, he still loses.
yeah, and he's not down by 100 points,
Yeah,
50.
it's not
He's
like
down by
800 votes.
125,000 votes.
In Georgia,
Like,
the closest race for Trump and Biden, it's like 15,000, I think, votes that separate them. So he's trying to get 15,000 votes thrown away. And even if he
yeah,
does and wins Georgia, he still loses. He still loses.
Rudy Giuliani was in court arguing that the entirety of, I don't remember the name of the county, but it's the county of Michigan that Detroit is in, should be thrown out. None of the votes should be counted for that entire county.
Yeah. Fucking, how are Rudy Giuliani and Mitch McConnell allowed to be alive?
I'm
Clearly, there
I
isn't
am
a God
so happy. I'm so happy that Rudy is the head of Trump's legal team
because
because
he's a
he
fucking
is
idiot.
so incompetent. He's so insane.
And his hair
It's
looks like shit.
perfect.
You saw the
Did you
hair
see
dye.
his, like, I guess it was hair powder or something, yeah, like
It
some
looked like
powdered
fucking
hair
soy
dye.
sauce running down his cheek.
Yeah. He's a madman. Like, he is an absolute lunatic.
Did you see did you see last month the picture of Mitch McConnell's hands that were just like fucking black and blue, like there was no blood in his
Yeah.
hands for some
His
reason.
face his face had like a band-aid and a cut too, I think.
What kind of crypt
I
keeper
think he
shit is
fell down the
keeping them
stairs.
alive, Dave? What kind of
Evil.
magic? What sorcery is this? They shouldn't be alive. They're
Well,
fucking old as shit.
see, I never believed in literal demons until I saw that mega preacher or pastor, whatever he is.
Dave, I know what you're
You
talking
know
about.
that guy that I'm talking about?
He did a video after the
He's
election was
he's
called
a
for
demon
Biden.
in a skin suit.
Dave, his fucking face, no way he's not a shape-shifting lizard.
He has fangs. His eyes are pure black. The man's horrid.
Dave, did
He's
you see the
he's a
video
literal demon.
after the election was called for Biden by most mainstream media outlets? He was doing a sermon or whatever, a fucking
Yeah.
service,
And he
whatever it's
just
called.
started laughing, right?
But he didn't laugh as he was. So the media called the election for Biden. Well, I didn't know the media
Yeah.
controlled, decided who won the election. Ha 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 ha! Like his mouth was so wide, Dave.
Yeah.
I'd have to
I
dislocate
know.
my jaw to
And
show you how wide his mouth was.
he did. I'm pretty sure he did because he's a literal demon.
Bruh, he looks like the thing in Men in Black that are like
Yes.
sugar,
Yeah.
sugar.
If they made like the devil in a movie who was dressed up as a human and he looked like that, you'd be like, no, that's too obvious. What are they doing making them look like that?
Uh,
He's It's mind blowing. He's so scary. What's even scarier is that many people willingly follow him. They would walk right off a cliff if he told them to, laughing all the way down. Ha ha!
yeah,
Terrifying.
it's very much some Jonestown type of stuff.
Yeah, it really is. It's no different, except this guy's both more obvious and less obvious about it in a weird way.
Yeah, it's just, he's fucking gross. Like, I don't know how to put it other than he doesn't look like a human.
No, he does not.
He looks like he looks like fucking people who wear like human skin suits. Like, you know, like in
Yeah.
a movie when they'll put someone's face on another person's face and they'll peel it off
hmm
and psych bitch, it's me.
It's pulled so tight.
It fucking it doesn't his skin doesn't fit him properly.
If he had like a lizard tongue that just shot out, I wouldn't even be surprised. In fact, it would make so much more sense than anything I've ever seen.
You know what?
I think
I'm
his
gonna.
name is Keith something.
Oh, you know what actually worries me actually a little bit right now. It's kind of silly to worry about 4 years from now, but Trump is actually the projected favorite for a 2024 election. So yeah,
Like a general election or a Republican nominee.
I assume Republican nominee, followed by I think like Ted
He,
Cruz maybe.
if Trump ran for the Republican nomination again, he would get it for sure.
To see, I don't know though, because here's the thing: Hillary Clinton is massively disliked, and the thing is, she's still massively disliked from 2016 because she never disappeared. Like, so George Bush, after he stopped being president in 2008, he went away for a bit, and now recently, in recent years, he's coming back and he's being friends with fucking Ellen, and the
Yeah,
Democrats are speaking highly of him because he's not Trump.
yeah.
And people,
I'm
he
honestly
even has a
surprised he didn't
higher,
speak at the DNC.
yeah, he has a higher approval rating, um, because than when he left office because he disappeared out of the like mainstream consciousness
I think it
collectively or
was
whatever.
both because he disappeared and because Trump made him, by comparison, look competent.
Not, I don't know. All
Not that
right,
he was.
yeah.
I'm not saying he was,
So
but like looking back through rose-colored glasses
that's it.
and looking at Trump right now, it seems a lot worse.
That's it though.
Like
Absence
Bush
makes
seemed a
the
lot
heart grow
better.
fonder. So if Hillary Clinton went away in 2016 and just took her L and disappeared for like 3 years, and then recently came back with the election, just said, "Hey, support Biden or whatever," she would have a higher approval rating than she did back in 2016 because she was fucking hated. She'd still probably be hated by like the left because she's awful, but she'd have a higher approval rating among regular folk who aren't so political. Um, the same thing could happen with Trump if he goes away for a bit and then comes back. People could be like, "Oh, Trump was so
He's
good,
incapable
absent."
of going away.
That's the thing. He may fuck himself over because he's going to continue trying to do these rallies where he talks about we need to make America great again, even though he's not president anymore and has no power. Um, so yeah, there's that.
Well,
He could fuck
he's
himself over
not
for
president
electoral
anymore.
chances.
He won't be president anymore, but he will still have power. He will have massive power within the GOP.
Do you think he's going to do Trump TV network?
I hope not. I
Trump
think he
News?
might, but it would be so bad for humanity. It
There's a
would just be a pure disinformation and misinformation channel.
yeah, there's a theory right now that Trump um he's going to start his own news network and he's going to try and get Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson to come
I
be
mean, Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson. Yeah. Here's the gross thing about Tucker. He's
He's a
sometimes
white supremacist.
well, yeah, that as well as like whenever he does something good, it's completely phony. So he'll
Yeah,
sometimes
he's
say
a
like, "Oh,
grifter.
yeah, he's just he's untrustworthy. Nothing he says is credible
100%.
because he's
He's
just
also the heir to the Tyson, I believe. I
Swanson.
could the oh,
Swanson
Swanson, yeah.
frozen dinners.
He's an heir. Like, and yet he's going on Fox News and railing against like oligarchs once a month.
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
Yeah.
Hate's not the right word. I don't hate anybody. I very heavily dislike him.
I hate people. I hate a lot of people. Oh, here's a hot take.
I don't. I
No
used to.
nuance November, Dave. Let's go. Uh, the world will be every human is stupid, and the world will be much better once we all realize that collectively we are all just stupid.
Oh yeah. I always say, every chance I get, I say humanity is insanity. There is no sanity. Being a human, existing as a human, means you are insane. There are only layers of insanity.
Well, not insane. I just mean stupid. People think too highly of themselves. And this isn't me talking down to anyone because I am stupid as well. I will gladly throw myself in the mix. I am just a dumb person. But once we all stop thinking of ourselves highly, life will get a lot better.
Well, I agree, but I know this is no nuance November, but I just want to make sure I don't want people to like hate on themselves or dislike themselves.
No, you could love yourself and just be stupid. Admit that you don't know a lot of things. That's a great thing in life.
Yeah.
When you can admit, I don't know a lot of things, and I probably won't know a lot of things when I'm dead. When I die, on the day
The
I
one
die.
thing the one thing I know for sure is that I know nothing.
The only thing I know is I know nothing. What do you want from me? It's like a New York mobster, like
That's
being
it.
arrested by the cops. What do you want? I don't know nothing. See nothing, hear nothing. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Huh. So, yeah, that's politics. That's the political part of this show.
Yeah, I feel like I was going to go on a tangent about one of the things we were talking about, but now it's gone. Totally forgot it.
Let's talk about COVID. Okay, so
Oh, wait. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was something about Trump in 2024, but I forgot it. All
uh,
right, COVID.
COVID. So I think our highest
It's
day.
not good.
Yeah, we are anti-COVID on this podcast.
Hmm.
If you are pro-COVID,
Yes, I
you
know.
can
That's
take
a
your
hot take. I
listenership
know.
elsewhere.
I know it's a real hot
COVID.
take.
Did you know the U.S.? I think our highest day was like 183,000 cases in a day, and the highest day for the second uh, highest nation is like 80,000, somewhere in the 80,000s. So we are well over double what the next worst nation is in terms of per day cases, what we've had.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know if this is still up to date, but it was probably last week that I saw this. The top three infected places in the world are North Dakota. The second place was some other country that I forgot, and the third place was South Dakota in the world.
I heard
Like
Dr.
that's out of control.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci, I heard him say something like, I think he said something like, we have a possible scenario where we run out of hospital beds completely in the United States. Like we have zero available, which I don't know. That seems very apocalyptic. Like that doesn't seem like when does this stop being just a pandemic, and when does this start being the end of the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, half the people are in denial that it's even real.
Ah, oh, you know what? I just got reminded by Apocalypse. So The Walking Dead. I'm not watching the current season, um, but they started another spin-off show. So as we know, there's The Walking Dead. Their first spin-off was Fear
Yeah.
the Walking Dead, and their new spin-off is Walking Dead World Beyond. I almost said World Beyond. um,
I've heard nothing good about it.
I think the people who are criticizing it and saying like, "Oh, it's shit. It's not what I want," are kind of in the wrong here. So, The Walking Dead World Beyond, it's kind of like a teen melodrama set in a zombie apocalypse, which I'm fine with because it's a
Right.
very different breath of fresh air from the current
I'm
Walking Dead.
fine with it too. I've heard it's really poorly written, even for that, though.
I only watched the first episode to really comment. So the only issue I would take is with the Walking Dead universe, it's been established that like the world is fucked. Like remember in whatever season when Rick and Michonne and Carl were traveling together and they were trying to get to like Alexandria or whatever.
Vaguely.
Remember
It
when
all kind of blurs.
remember Daryl joins a biker gang and like the biker gang goes and attacks Rick and Michonne and Carl, and Daryl's like, "Hey, come on, leave them alone. They're good people." And they're like, "Nah, we're gonna fuck them up because just
Oh,
reasons." And the one biker is about to
kind of.
rape Carl. Like Carl's about to be raped, Dave.
Yeah,
And
okay, I
Rick
remember
bites
that.
that
Rick
dude's
bites the
neck
guy's
out.
throat. Yeah, that
Like
was
Rick
cool.
was just mad.
I do
Yeah,
remember that.
one of the coolest scenes in The Walking Dead. But like kids are literally traveling across the country in The Walking Dead without an adult figure. And it's like, are we not going to acknowledge how dark you've made the universe like before this show came along? Because Carl was literally about to get raped. He was a child about to get raped.
Yeah,
Rick and
yeah,
Michonne, two very capable survivors, weren't able to help him in the situation. It took Daryl like helping to stop what would have been Carl, being abused.
that was a good season. I think that was 5.
I don't know.
Right now it's season 10, which is so crazy.
No, I think that was
And they're
season
doing
like
something weird.
that was probably like season 4. I think because remember, what was it? End of season
It
3
might have been
is when
4.
they lose the prison, right?
Yes.
And then Tyrese takes Judith, and he like goes with Judith and the two other kids, and they find Carol. So everyone split up at the end of season 3 into 4.
Yeah,
That's when they sort of come back together.
right. Man, that show was so good.
It was good. What happened? I mean, it got
Bad writing.
boring. You know what? The most boring season. I can't really say what season it was, but when they started focusing on like Beth, that was kind of boring.
I love Beth. The worst thing about Beth is that they killed her off in a very stupid way.
They did. I'm gonna go take a piss real quick. We're gonna take a break, guys. See you in
Actually,
fucking three
I'm gonna
seconds,
do the
editing
same thing.
world.
That's good timing.
After a much needed bathroom break, we are back. I was talking, and I knew maybe 20 minutes before we just stopped that I had to piss, and like it started building up to where like I just had to interrupt everything.
That was good timing because I really had to also.
It's like our bladders synced up, like women's periods.
Yeah, have fun. I'll have to write it down on the calendar.
Yeah. Oh, this is my day. And I. So. I don't know. I feel like I ran out of things to talk about. I took a piss, and that was my focus for a bit.
It all just went out.
Yeah.
Ideas went right down the toilet.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Hot take. People who don't support everyone having healthcare as a human right are dumb.
A combination of dumb and or brainwashed, yes.
Hey, Dave, would you ever want to be a congressperson or a mayor or like some sort of representative?
No.
Because you have all the.
Sometimes part of me, sometimes part of me thinks, yeah, maybe. And then I think about it for like another minute and I'm like, no, no way.
Why? You could literally, you wouldn't have to be AOC. You could be mean. Like, you could be a mean AOC. Like, AOC talks to Nancy Pelosi and she's like, oh, Mama Bear, and whatever. She tries to
I,
placate the establishment. But you could be like, hey, this bitch is costing us, like, seats. Like, under her leadership, we lost seats in the House to Republicans against Donald Trump's administration and his. Like what?
yeah, but that's not, you have to do more than just that.
I know,
First of
but
all, you have to get elected.
okay, and sign up with
And
the
then
Justice Democrats.
you have to make way more phone calls than I am comfortable making. I hate talking on the phone.
I hate talking on the phone too, Dave.
Um,
But like,
yeah,
think of it.
it's the worst.
Think of it. You could be the man who gets us Medicare for all, Dave. You'd be in the United States history books for as
How
long as
would
this
I do that?
nation continues.
I really hope we have it before any chance of me getting into Congress. Because, like I said earlier, my spirit animal is a cat dressed as a sloth taking a nap. I move very slowly. Procrastination is my number one special skill.
Yeah, but Dave, that's because every job that you've worked, you haven't really liked as much
No,
as.
it's not even jobs, it's personal. Everything. Literally everything I do in every aspect of my life, I do slowly and I procrastinate
I mean, I think maybe it's
to
just,
a fault.
once you get to the right thing, I think you'll do it, Dave, because I
No,
think
even
Tupac
things I
said
love
this.
doing.
I think Tupac said this where he said, uh, "I haven't worked a day in my life." Meanwhile, he was a musician for however many years. But it's just like when you have that thing that you love to do and you're able to make a living from it, it's
Yeah.
not
Well,
work.
I can tell you right now that thing is not Congress.
You don't want to call Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer punk ass bitches to their face. I do. I mean, I don't really
I
want to.
mean, no, I don't. I would like theoretically, yes, but I'm too nice.
I'm inherently not nice to not nice people. I don't view
That's
Nancy
fair.
Pelosi and Chuck Schumer as nice people, so it's very easy for me to be mean.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't go out of my way to be nice to them, but I like being nice, you know? I don't like being mean.
I like being all right. I maybe I do. I like conflict when it's with bad people. I've always been okay. I think this goes back to the thing where like I wear women's clothing because like men are like you can't do that. Where like they call me
Hmm.
gay or whatever, uh, which is cool. But I think okay, I would be a perfect wrestling heel. Like you remember how in wrestling there would always be the bad guy that's like ah ha 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 and feeds off the crowd's
Hmm.
bad like the booze and he's like ah fuck
Yeah,
you all. I fucking live
right.
for those moments, Dave, because I remember I was playing a gig. This was 2016 ish, like before Donald was elected, and we were playing a community like gig in a very red Republican county, and it was a Halloween gig. So I got like a few masks. I got like a Deadpool mask. I got a Captain America helmet, and I got like just I got a Donald Trump mask as well. I still have it. It's on the wall behind
Hmm.
me, and I was
Oh
gonna
my
wear
God,
it.
is it really?
Yeah, I was gonna wear it and act like an ass on stage. But like one of the other people in the one of the parents of the other people in the band were uncomfortable with it, so I didn't. But like if they weren't saying they were uncomfortable, I was going to do it just to rub people the wrong way. I think I have a mindset of a troll
Hmm.
with without the
Yeah, I was
immaturity of a
gonna.
troll, I would say.
I didn't want to.
No, no, hold on.
I didn't want to say it outright, but yeah,
I
I
did.
get troll vibes
I
in
don't
the
mean
best
it
way
like.
possible.
I don't mean it in the way like, Ari Shafir, right? The comedian.
Yeah, of
You,
course.
you remember how after Kobe Bryant died, he was like, fuck him, he's a rapist,"
Yeah,
like something like
yeah.
that, and like the internet turned on Ari. I don't do things like that because I don't like reflexively mean things to like regular situations, but I like being
Hmm.
mean to people who are shitty, and I, you
Yeah,
know,
that's fair.
so it's kind of like that,
I
where
would
when people
never
are
say
like, "Oh, you
don't do
can't wear
that.
that, those jeans, Trayvon." Fuck you, I'm wearing them twice as much now. Oh wow, you can't wear
I
that
wear
front
two
mask and
pairs at
mock
once.
trunk. Watch me, bitch. It's kind of like that, where like I have a
Yeah,
need to go
it's
against what
like
people tell me to do.
yeah, it's punk rock.
Yeah. Can
But
we
yeah,
talk?
no, I don't
Oh,
think I
sorry.
could be a congressman. What about you?
I don't know. For the last bit of time, like I've had it in my head that like maybe I should become one, but then it's like I don't want to have to stop being a musician though. Like as a congressman, I wouldn't be able to like pursue as much things musically because I'd have
Yeah,
such responsibility, and that it locks you away for a certain amount of time as well.
that's the other thing. I would I'd have to not be a stoner,
Oh no, you could, Dave. Literally
which
run
is
on it and say, "Hey, we're gonna legalize this shit." Fucking at least in the state that we live in.
yeah. I mean, the thing, anytime I see Matt Gates and I look at that stupid face, I'm like, that idiot is a congressman. I could do that. But he's also from Florida, so like an alligator in a top hat with a meth addiction could become a congressman in Florida.
Fucking. Have you noticed
No
a
offense if
lot?
there's any Florida viewers, but you know it's true.
Yeah. So one thing I've noticed is that a lot of like openly racist people recently have been elected to Congress.
Yeah, including a QAnon believer.
Yep. Are you? I can't remember her name. It was like this woman. It, was it the lady that
Something
went
with a
after
K, I
AOC
think.
recently? Where she's like, "Hey AOC,
No.
do you want to pay for all this COVID relief with the defund the
Oh,
police money?" And AOC was like, "Well, if you
maybe.
actually
I
knew
don't know.
government, you would know that the federal government has no ability to dictate police, uh, whatever police budgets."
Yeah, it might be. Oh, yeah, that's terrifying.
There are just a lot of. Yeah, like just literally a lot of. I think there was an open Nazi guy that got elected somehow.
Really?
Like very much very much neo-Nazi, like not even just neo-Nazi vibes, like I think he fucking was one. uh
Where was that?
I don't remember. I have to look him up because he's kind of irrelevant. I don't think. Okay, the Republican Party is just fucked. Like the Democratic Party is really fucked as
I
well,
hope so.
but the Republican Party is so fucked.
I really hope so. Here's the thing. They can't win elections if the elections are free and fair and democratic,
Correct.
especially if the popular vote had anything to do with anything. They would never win another election again. The only way they can win elections, and the only way they do consistently win elections, is rigging, theft, and gerrymandering.
Yeah.
But they get away with it so often that Like I'm not convinced that they're going anywhere.
And by rigging, just to
You
clarify, you
know?
mean voter ID laws, closing down polling places in certain areas that lean
Yeah. I don't
Democratic.
mean like Trump's idea of rigging.
Yeah, where it's,
I mean like,
hey,
yeah, voter suppression.
people mailed in their votes. Come on, that's clearly rigged.
Yeah. Yeah. Those
What's
votes
the
that
deal
say
with that?
Biden, I just said votes that say Biden. Those votes that say Biden, they're not legit
You know what? Boats
because
that
they
say
don't say
Biden.
Trump. You got to
Let's
get
get it.
rid of them.
You remember the Trump caravan of boats going around? Now we need to have a celebratory Biden caravan of boats.
Yeah.
Boats for Biden.
Voting with Biden doesn't have the same ring as riding with Biden.
Yeah.
Tiding with Biden because we're out on the tide.
Yeah. Tied in with Biden, and he's doing
Anyway.
laundry with Tide.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah. So
What were we talking about?
I don't know, but let's talk about my sleep schedule. So I went to bed earlier today at like 10 a.m. and I woke up at like 6, around 6, and my sleep schedule
You
is
went to bed.
inverted. I haven't
You went
seen
to bed like for the first time at 10 a.m.
yes, for like an official bedtime at like 10 a.m.
Oof,
I haven't
that's
seen
rough.
daylight in like 5 days, Dave.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a really rough time for that kind of a sleep schedule. It gets dark at like 4:30.
Yep.
I can't stand that. By the time it's 5 o'clock, I feel like it's 9, and it's like the day is over, even though it's not.
Yep.
You went to bed at 10 a.m. though. What were you
Yeah,
doing?
I was just up all night. Uh, just working on stuff. I've
Were you
been
trying to go to bed or just?
no, just up. Like legit, my sleep schedule got inverted, so it's pretty pretty fucked at the moment.
Yeah, that's rough. I thought mine was bad. I'm going to sleep like between 3 and 5 a.m. and waking up at like anywhere from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.,
Yeah,
which isn't, it's not great, but it's not as bad as what you're telling me. That's rough.
yeah. I mean, it's whatever. But it has free like I think I'm more productive at night because like I don't know, just something about like my niece and my mom being asleep and knowing that like all right, the house is quiet, so I
Hmm.
can do things that I want to do. Like I could record guitar or record music or whatever. It like gives me that little bit of freedom. So I think that's why I've been doing it really because the house has been quieter.
What time do they usually go to bed?
My niece depends on if it's a school night or not. If it's a school night, then like 10:30ish, she'll probably go to bed. And weekends it's whatever. She's up till like 12.
Are schools open or is it like
We are not.
virtual
Yeah,
schooling?
it's like virtual school. So some mornings she'll
Okay,
have like a
that's good.
virtual Zoom meeting at like 9 a.m. So we have to make sure she gets to bed so she isn't groggy for the meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not fucking sending her back to school. Also, I think they closed down
yeah,
schools again. Uh, yeah, I think they
yeah. I
closed down
can't
schools
keep
for the
track of
state.
it. They're like, they're open, they're closed, they're open, they're closed.
Here's the
But
thing.
they should definitely stay closed at the moment.
Yes, they should because kids are very they're not intentionally irresponsible, but they are irresponsible because they don't know the gravity
Yeah,
of the situation.
kids are gonna be kids,
Yep.
and it's a pretty high rate of infection for teachers after the
Yep.
schools reopened.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think we've ran out of things to talk about right at the 1 hour 30 minute mark. So I think we could end it, right?
Yeah, I
Thank you,
guess so.
everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the 5th episode of the Mantastical podcast. We will see you in the next one.
Peace.